Hey everybody, I hope you are well and keeping cool today. My schedule and my psychology definitely feels like September as things begin to accelerate with lots of things to do, but it sure doesn't feel like fall out there. It is very hot and heavy, and there is a heat advisory out in effect until tomorrow afternoon, so I'll include some more information about that. Please take care and try to go at things slowly if you can, or stay inside if you can. I have, as I mentioned, I have been thinking about travel a lot because I just returned actually on Monday night from my cross-country adventure to get my daughter and her car to Arizona, which because of the great news on Sharon Hospital from OHS, a preliminary ruling that will keep that denied Nuvance's application to shutter maternity, labor and delivery, and so preliminarily ruling that must stay open. That was really good news, and so there were some things that needed to be done, which delayed our departure, and unfortunately it meant that I missed the Goshen Fair this year, which felt very, very strange. So I had a lot of you who were there reporting to me and sending me pictures, and I thank you for that. I'm sorry to miss that. It felt like I didn't really have Labor Day weekend without the Goshen Fair. So for those of you who went, I hope you had a good time on my behalf. I have been thinking a little bit about sort of, the two bits of travel that I've done with my daughters. One, the hike on the AT, which was a slow, heavy, move through very familiar space that took, spaces that I move through in my car all the time, but we did it on foot, and so it takes longer. You appreciate the geography very differently. And then the trip with my older daughter, through 11 states and the vast geography that is contained there, including some states that we had never been to before. And for us, it was also travel back in time because we stopped by some family cemetery plots in Pennsylvania, Newcastle, Pennsylvania, where the Scanlons in my family are buried, and in Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Hogans in my family are buried. Those are both my mother's family. My father's family is mostly in Cleveland, in and around northeastern Ohio. So that was also, a few years ago when the pandemic canceled a lot of Memorial Day weekend parades and events, I took the time to visit a lot of the local cemeteries in the district, and they really are quite beautiful places. And so this was also, a chance to do something similar, and it can be really moving to see a town and the names that are buried there, and your connection to all of them through time. So I recommend that. That has taken up most of my time this week. I've done, since I got back, I wanted to mention that I had a really great visit to Equus Effect, which I'm maybe pronouncing wrong. But it's an equine therapy center in Sharon that works with veterans, and those, dealing with trauma, PTSD, and with horses. And having grown up in and around horses, they really, you can't present a facade to them. They really know where you are emotionally, and if there's something that you're holding inside, they're going to feel it from you, and it's a really powerful thing to be able to spend time with them. So I really, really valued the opportunity to spend time and learn a little bit more about that program. And then apropos of sort of it being fall and it's time to start thinking about what lies ahead legislatively, even though our legislative session doesn't start until the new year. If you're a committee chair, it's good to get ahead of things. Otherwise, you're going to be whipsawed by events. So I held a big meeting with our nonpartisan staff, analysts, fiscal analysts, legislative history researchers, and drafters to try to figure out, what we can clean up, what we might be able to get ahead of and get organized this year. So that was I can't say enough about the nonpartisan staff that helps do our work in Connecticut. I think it really is a big part of why we are able to be grounded in, a single set of facts and have a culture that values respect for different policy perspectives. And, as always, that is a choice, but I do think the fact that we have invested in nonpartisan analysts to help us do our work is a big part of it. And they're terrific, and we couldn't do what we do without them. To note a couple upcoming things, I will be at a climate coffee and conversation in Kent On Saturday, 9 at 9. So September 9th at 9 a.m. at 45 on Main. I'll include details in the newsletter so that you can RSVP if you plan to attend. Also, the Cornwall Ag Fair is this Saturday from 10 to 4. I'll definitely be there. Hope to see a lot of you there. Sharon Ambulance Pancakes on Sunday from 7 to 11 a.m. And of course, 9/11 is coming up, and we have a number of events scheduled in and around the district, and I'll include a list of those in the newsletter as well. So again, stay cool. It is very hot out there. It does not feel like fall, although there are some leaves crunching on the ground. And have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon.